necessarily, and that's the homeless population, obviously very much at risk. You had a problem in California even before coronavirus. Now it's worse. I understand that the governor of the state looking at making some 7,000 beds available. We just had in the last hour Jake Wood from Rubicon setting up some facilities to try and help triage that situation as well.
So the situation out here in California with the homeless population is quite dire. That was before the coronavirus. It's almost like zombie apocalypse. If people have been, you've seen the pictures. I know you guys have showed this on Fox News about San Francisco and Los Angeles. But you have to understand, I've got several thousand just in my district. So the homeless population is spread across California. It's largely due because we let our criminals out. So we passed laws that let multiple convicted drug abusers out. Now, look, unfortunately, a lot of these people, I call it zombie apocalypse because a lot of these people have done drugs for a long period of time. They're just not, they're not well. Now, one of the advantages has been we have picked up a few folks that have tested positive for COVID. But one of the positive things if in all this is that if you're outside in the outdoors, you're social distancing. We haven't seen it run through homeless population, at least that we know of yet, like we've seen, to my earlier point, about in these group homes with older people that have underlying health conditions.
Congressman, I want you to look into something for us, though, because it makes no one's going to disagree with your point there. But when we talked with Jake Wood, a Marine sergeant veteran who's trying to help this effort here, he says he's running into bureaucracy problems in your state. Listen to this, and I want your reaction.
We have 33 personnel on scene right now. We've set up a 250-bed federal medical station. Unfortunately, we continue to run into the buzzsaw of bureaucracy, and this isn't just Santa Clara. We're seeing this throughout the country.
Congressman, Team Rubicon trying to help, and they can't.
Yeah, we had something similar. I don't know where the location. Remember, California's a big state. But we had something very similar on our emergency plans that we have submitted to the state that have been on the books for 15 years. We wanted to use the local fairgrounds. It's a large facility, several hundred acres, lots of buildings spread out. FEMA gave us 250 beds prepared to go. I'm just talking about in my region. And then lo and behold, the state came down and said, well, you're not going to use that facility. And so then our local officials had to scramble to get another facility. So I understand the frustration. The good part right now is that very few people that get infected have to go to the hospital. Let's hope that trend continues. We have a lot of available space right now, at least in California. And in fact, we have so much available space that I'm talking to a lot of our local healthcare providers. They're having to lay people off because kind of your typical people that may come in for surgeries or have a heart issue, all of those issues are being put off. These long-term chronic care issues are being postponed, and we're laying off health workers in some cases right now.
So interesting how this can be.
We got to get through this.
Yeah, how this impacts different places so very differently, and you laid that out nicely. Exit question here. You're talking about how things are different locally. Well, there's been a federal response with a third bill that came